Joining us now is Kristin Tate, happy to say, Libertarian author, political columnist, founder of the LibertarianChick.com, and author of Government Gone Wild. Kristin, great to see you again.
Great to see you.
Here's the thing. As Michael Reagan said, Trump has taken Hillary off the front pages. And this is now what the media is obsessed with. And I heard from somebody today, close to the Trump campaign, that they wouldn't be surprised if next poll Hillary's up by 10 points because of the obsession that the media and Trump has with this.
I agree. I mean, I don't think it was a smart comment for Trump to make. It was a stupid comment, but Republicans really need to come together. It really makes me upset hearing Newt Gingrich attack Donald Trump. We have the liberal media already attacking Trump. That's not the job of other Republicans. And Newt Gingrich, this wasn't shown in that clip, but he also said during that interview, he said, oh, well, if a liberal attacked Clarence Thomas for being black,
that's fine.
Then we'd all be going crazy. Well, guess what? Liberals do attack him for being black.
You're right.
One of these representatives, I think his name is Benny Thompson, called him Uncle Tom recently. Faced no backlash at all for that comment because he's a liberal.
Harry Reid said that Marco Rubio and maybe another aren't really Hispanic. You get that all the time.
Exactly. So again, I just think Newt Gingrich and these other GOPers have got to stop. Got to move on to the next topic here. It was a dumb comment by Trump. There are some legitimate reasons, as to why this judge might be a conflict of interest.
And I want to get to that because Alberto Gonzales, the former Attorney General of the United States under George W. Bush, as I mentioned earlier, who's been on the show very, very often and is of Mexican heritage, defended Donald Trump in the Washington Post. And I want to put some of that up if we can. There may be other factors to consider in determining whether Trump's concerns about getting an impartial trial are reasonable. Curiel, that's the judge, is reportedly a member of a group called La Raza Lawyers of San Diego. Trump's aides, meanwhile, have indicated that they believe Curiel is a member of the National Council of La Raza, a vocal advocacy organization that has vigorously condemned Trump and his views on immigration. Skip to the next. The two groups are unaffiliated, and Curiel is not a member of NCLR, but Trump may be concerned that the Lawyers Association or its members present or support the other advocacy organization. Coupled with that, questions the fact that in 2014, when he certified the class action lawsuit against Trump, Curiel appointed the Robbins Geller law firm to represent the plaintiffs. Robbins Geller has paid $675,000 in speaking fees since 2009 to Trump's likely opponent, Hillary Clinton, and to her husband, Bill Clinton. And one more here. Curiel appointed the firm in the case before Trump entered the presidential race, but again, it might not be unreasonable for a defendant in Trump's position to wonder who Curiel favors in the presidential election. These circumstances, while not necessarily conclusive, at least raise a legitimate question to be considered. And here's the problem, Kristin, is that Trump is not expressing this.
Exactly.
Trump is saying he's Mexican, and he's not Mexican.
Exactly.
He say this stuff, and then you have a legitimate gripe.
Right. The concern is not that he's Mexican. The concern is this stuff. And Trump has been very unclear about that. Again, Trump is kind of a stubborn guy. We've seen that from the beginning.
You think so?
He's a 70-year-old set in his way guy. He's not going to apologize for this, but he really ought to clarify what he meant by that. Because there are legitimate concerns here. But if he just sits on these interviews and keeps saying Mexican, what soundbite do you think they're going to choose to play? The Mexican one.
All right, let's get to the phones, ladies and gentlemen, with Kristin Tate, 877 Newsmax. First up, Phil from Ormond Beach, Florida. Hello, Phil.
Hello, Steve. Thanks for having me on. And you took away some of my thunder, just like I think talking about this before a debate with Hillary Clinton is going to take away some of Trump's thunder. But the truth needs to be out there that this guy is a member of La Raza. And if
La Raza Lawyers Association, not La Raza the group.
But I mean, if I was to tell you, though, that I'm a member of a group of people who says everyone inside the race, everything, and for everyone outside the race, nothing, you could call me a racist.
And La Raza La Raza does mean the race. If a white person belonged to a group of white people called the race, there'd be a problem. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that was my point, was that this guy has a questionable background as far as I'm concerned, especially with Trump being called the racist in this situation when Trump was saying, indirectly, I think that this guy is a racist because I want to build a wall. Because that's what a lot of people in La Raza, not necessarily the Lawyers Association, still believe that many parts of the Southwest should belong to Mexico.
Right. Again, Phil, I think as Kristin and I discussed a second ago, the problem is Trump is not expressing this correctly. He should say what you just said. He should say what I said, what Kristin said, and stop saying the guy's Mexican or of Mexican heritage. That's not the point. The point, to me, is the law firm that he chose to represent this case, their connection to Hillary, the La Raza Lawyers Association connection, has he attended those functions, etc. Not that he's Mexican. And he's going down the wrong road. He should change it and clarify it. You know it. Why doesn't he know it? Phil, I thank you very much. Michael is in Cleveland, Ohio. I think something's going to be happening in Cleveland in about a month. Hello, Michael.
Yes. I'm staying away from downtown again so I don't get beat up. Hi, Steve and Kristin. I was calling, and I just wanted to go back a little bit to Michael Reagan's comment about why we have Donald Trump. Today, in the U.S. Senate, the Republican senator from Illinois, Mark Kirk, put forth an amendment to the Military Funding Act that would allow the DACA illegal aliens that were granted employment visas by the illegal acts of President Obama would be allowed, if they enlisted in the military, to get green cards. Now, this supposedly, the DACA thing is something the Republicans are against and sued Obama over.
Right.
Which brings up another point. Obama, in order to do those executive orders, had to have the legal staff at the White House go look at the laws and come up with some logic that would allow him to write this executive order.
Right.
Otherwise, he would have no chance in the courts. Well, who runs the Congress right now?
No, you're right. No, and you're right. And Kristin, this goes to the point. We got 20 seconds here. Michael Reagan says it's not McConnell and the Republicans responsible for Trump. It's talk radio. I think it's the Republicans in the Congress that are responsible for Trump.
Absolutely. It's the GOP elites. It's Paul Ryan. It's Mitch McConnell. It's Lindsey Graham. Those are the people who have made the electorate hate the GOP establishment.
Absolutely. More with Kristin Tate. Your calls. Give me 5 and a special close.